Hello.
Hello.
So recently, which is to say last night, we got a package from some friends, Lance and Reagan. Hi, Lance and Reagan. It's a bunch of sheet music that they thought we might be interested in on account of that's the sort of thing we do.
Old.
It is old. Be happy that you are not near it, because while it is potentially useful and delightful, it is a little mildewy. Yeah. Down in Wawa Town, the song with the
like
jazz cornet effect. Mama likes her wah wah wah, and Papa likes it too. I sense double entendre. It says pronounced begin. You'll be sorry, just too late. And he looks like that's exactly what he means. That face is saying, yeah. He looks unhappy with how things went. 1907.
And with a little bit of an advertisement for another.
Try this over on your piano. What do you mean by loving somebody else when your love belongs to me?
What do you mean?
Title suggested by Sidney Clare. I like this one. Looks a little sort of like homemade. Something about the.
Read me some lyrics for this one.
This is still true today. 2 song hits you can't get away from. I found you when your kisses didn't have the taste, but now they've got the flavor. Must they go to waste?
Did we move on to the deep kissing?
Helen Gone. Except, see, it's a lady's name. See what I did there? Try this one over on your piano. There's an ad within Helen Gone for The Banquet in Misery Hall. It looks like it's printed on a newspaper supplement. Sung by Lydia Berry, who is that a character from Austin or a character from L.M. Montgomery? The Meeting House Where I Met Sue. Sung by Lydia Berry at Keith's Union Square Theater. Yes.
Wow.
I have to open it up very carefully. It's from the music supplement of Hearst's Chicago American. Sunday, October 14th, 1900. Look at that. That's lovely. That's suitable for framing.
Oh, I do like that one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that with my hair at some point.
Squeeze it up and wrap a ribbon around it?
Yeah.
Bright Eyes. This is fun in its provocative way.
And oddly, as I was looking up Lydia Berry,
Yeah.
there's Lydia Berry, a photo of her on the cover of Bright Eyes.
Ha!
Isn't that strange?
Bright
This
Eyes,
is Bright
Goodbye.
Eyes Goodbye. So.
Probably a sequel. By the writers of 3 Twins.
Oh, I see. This is the show.
From the show Bright Eyes.
And the song is Cheer Up.
The song is Cheer Up, My Honey. A duet from 1909. Otto Harbach. Her a little. She's doing the bat dance, I think, if memory serves. Yes. I like this as a nice, like, sitting on a glittery vaudeville house moon.
Why does it stupidly amuse me when there is a vamp in the music? Like, it's about a vamp. Wait, there is a vamp.
That one's in here, I think. That's in the fun. The old familiar nook down by the brook. Now, I just want to be clear that that's not a double entendre, no matter what Abigail's eyebrow tells you. I want to go to the ball game. I like that they'll give you the chorus for free, the part that you're actually going to sing. But they'll sell you the verse, the part that will be lost to time until, like, Ella Fitzgerald does a songbook
Auf
of it.
Wiedersehen, Katie. The new novelty song hit.
We get it because he's German and she's Irish.
Sure.
I'm guessing, but I'm almost 100% sure I'm right.
This song is all right. It's the best ever.
See, you get it? That's good advertising. Auf Wiedersehen, Katie, I'm going off. Wiedersehen, Katie, I'm going away from you. With Louis Schmalhals and the rest of the bunch, you can go. Remember, you'll eat free lunch. Auf Wiedersehen, Katie. Back to the Kaiser for me. If you want to act such with the rest of the Dutch, Auf Wiedersehen, Wiedersehen, Katie. Oh, so it's a German boy dumping an Irish girl. I think that that's a good way to, like, sort of give somebody the kiss off when you're sick of them. Just be like, Auf Wiedersehen, Katie.
Katie.
Auf Wiedersehen, Katie is the Bye Felicia of 1909. Has anybody seen my husband? Question mark. While you're enjoying, has anybody seen my husband? You should also ask for the classic Stingy Moon. Love and Sand, The Chic of Alabama. I know that one. We'll never do that one. Is this a Yellow Nagger?
You're like, oh, I know that one. We'll never do it.
Well, we're not going to do Love and Sam, The Chic of Alabama, I don't think. Here's a fun one. Abigail will happily frame this one.
Yes.
Weird to me that this picture's on the front because she definitely does not sing this song.
No.
Also, I'm 100% sure there's not a saxophone. And even in the musical portions of
But you
Snow
can
White.
do the other songs.
I'm wishing...
I'm wishing.
Bling, bling. See, but it just sort of implies the echo. Frank Churchill.
Find me.
Frank Churchill. We go back to Austin characters again?
Yeah. Yep.
There was some stink about this in the 80s when Hal Wilner, that used to be the music director of Saturday Night Live and also did some of those albums that were like they were various artists' albums, but they were thematically attached. And he did a Disney one called Stay Awake that was really good. It's Suzanne Vega. Bonnie Raitt sings Baby Mine from Dumbo. And Ken Nordine does E.E. Cummings, does the Damn Everything But the Circus thing with some of the Dumbo music. It's weird. Like, it's not like, oh, look, it's a Disney's Greatest Hits album. It's weird. And Tom Waits does this song.
Oh, yeah, I like that version.
And because it sounds like people who are in a mine. There's a great effect of a bell going ding, 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 in that passing train kind of way. And there was a stink from the Disney people who did have sort of say-so over this project. Because they knew it was going to be weird. And they were like, you can't just go adding words. I'm like, no, every word that he sings all this. And, right, and the melody's a little different because all melodies are different when Tom Waits sings them. But there was some kind of a kerfuffle and they had to show them, like, no, look, this is how it's written. The Vamp. Which I believe Abigail mentioned earlier. I mean, look at her, the Vamp, because look at her. She's obviously trash. I mean, look at her.
Bad.
I mean, she does have on a bit of paint. 1919, everybody do the Vamp. You remember it? You remember this from a terrible movie that we saw a nitrate print of, but it's still a terrible movie. Beautiful Technicolor.
Dolly Sisters?
Yeah, the Dolly Sisters. Yeah, it's not a good movie. Not a fun movie to watch. As far as like Betty Grable musicals go, it's like...
Right, but seeing the nitrate was amazing.
And knowing the true story of the Dolly Sisters just makes it even worse. But yeah, visually beautiful until suddenly like, oh, why the blackface? But they do this number in one of the more pleasant parts of the movie. They do that number, which is kind of fun. Mexican La Cucaracha. I wonder if Mexican might be like for filing purposes.
I was going to say, is that the section of the music score that it
Right,
goes
because
in?
otherwise I don't know about this being called Mexican La Cucaracha. Oh, there's a Hawaiian guitar solo.
Look at the back, too, with the greatest books ever sold.
Oh, the greatest selling books ever published. Not Judy Garland, but the Gum Sisters, right? Didn't they do La Cucaracha in something? Like in some weird little short, some little Technicolor thing? It looked like it looked like I've seen it before. It looks like one of those like travel talks, you know.
Okay.
It couldn't be. But let's see what the greatest selling books ever published might
Gum
be.
Sisters, La Cucaracha. It comes up in as soon as you put Gum Sisters in.
Well, they didn't do a whole hell of a lot that got filmed. Marijuana de Fumar. So that was the first song about pot that Judy Garland recorded. I don't know if it was the last. Well, she didn't make it all the way through to Valley of the Dolls quite. So we've got a nice bookend there. I'd like a little loving now and then.
Wouldn't we all?
Wouldn't we all? And wouldn't Ray Bailey? That's true. So put your arm around me. Don't let me go till I tell you when, though I am shy. Rainbow. Is Rainbow? It's an album of popular songs. And
They're either too young or too old.
Oh, so we're much later here, if that's in. What do we got? We got some Lesser and Schwartz. Old Acquaintance, which I've decided is from the Betty Davis, what's her name? Miriam Hopkins movie where she shoves her down on the couch. Love, they're either too young or too old.
You're Irish and you're beautiful.
You're Irish and you're beautiful by Charlie Tobias.
And the
Al
next
Lewis.
one is Wait For Me, Mary.
Wait for me, Mary. They're either too young or too old. It was Betty Davis again. More than one of these songs is associated with Betty Davis, which I have a question about musically. and not a Kim Carnes to be seen. I remember trying to make they're either too young or too Freud thing work once, and I could never make it work. And also I realized that the audience for it is like 4 people on Twitter. Say no. That's all. That one speaks for itself. 1908.
Music by Ted Snyder.
Ted Snyder. If a friend says, "Bill, let's have a good time."
After Ted, like
it's short for Theodore.
Yeah.
Right? But like it would be weird to just call him Ted. It would be familiar. Like Jazz Hook.
Like it was Jazz Hook.
If a friend says, "Bill, let's have a good
Bingley.
time," Chaz Bingley. Say no. That's all. I can't tell if this is a comic song or a ineffectively moral
Cover
song.
does not look comic.
No, but I'm on the water wagon now. Just enjoy that face for a moment. There are a lot of lyrics to this. There are easily 4 or 5 verses to this.
Like long.
And which like 80% of the time means not funny. But every now and again you get a Last Night on the Back Porch or a Wahoo, 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 which has good extra lyrics.
I'm always a fan of a Wahoo.
We're going to try this one at some point. We'll report back. We are like, we do songs about prohibition, it seems. For our friends when we've played in Philadelphia, perhaps next time we return, all the Quakers are shoulder shakers down in Quakertown. I mean, I think that's generally known. I think there's no one shimmier than the shimmy shaking Quakers. I don't care what you used to be. I know what you are today. Al Dubin and Jimmy McHugh. This was introduced with great success by the Hotsy Totsy Boys, radio's favorite songsters.
But
more importantly,
Frank McHugh is related to Jimmy.
Somehow,
McHugh.
it's just possible. I don't care what you used to be. Look at her. She's trash. I know what you are today, which is to say somehow she went backwards in style from being B.B. Daniels to Mildred Davis is what she did. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Pedro Pascal.
Yes, this one's for Pedro Pascal, clearly. Daddy, dedicated to the original Dream Daddy, Harry Earhart.
Oh, wow. Wait, I'm thinking Earhart.
Concentration camp Earhart, you're thinking of To Be or Not to Be? Yes. Sig Ruman? Yes. Flo Campbell didn't. That's a lovely shot, though. Despite her little schmutz on her cheek, it's not her fault. I know I have Ella Fitzgerald doing this. And heaven was in your eyes. Here we go. Fans of the 4-stringed beauty that I play know this song inevitably. And then Bernadette Peters does a trumpet solo. Featured by Doris Rhodes, the girl with the deep purple voice is a vocal edition of Deep Purple. There was a version of Deep Purple in the 60s, and I can't remember who did it. Nino, Tempo, and April Stevens. Yeah. I need the money. Something Hearst clearly felt deeply. But the design in that is really nice. This one we know, which is super weird. And I could like sing it by heart right now, for which I apologize, but I shan't. It's one of my favorite subgenres that can only exist after the fact, which is dead technology songs. Right. This is about how expensive long-distance telephoning is. For the dough I spent to phone that far, I could just have bought a motor car. You couldn't hardly notice it at all. Does she roll somebody? Does she take him for his money? See, that's what happened. She's playing innocent, and she's not innocent.
I like
that's what's happening, yes.
Maybe
1902. Maybe. Are we going to have to do an earlier set?
If we do earlier stuff, I'm going to need new costumes.
You're going to need a bigger hat.
A much bigger hat.
One of those, what do they call them? We need to thank Reagan and Lance once again for this glorious
Reagan and Lance.
haul. So you make some tea and I will vacuum my pants, which smell like mildewed newsprint from centuries gone by.
That's the name of our next album.
Mildewed newsprint.
From centuries gone by.
Well, we think it's funny.